Welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is Mahendra Reddy. I am working as Assistant Professor in Tourism at National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Hyderabad. Now we are going to discuss about the tourism in India and the module on tourism significance in India. The objective of this module is to know what is the significance of tourism and what are the different resources and products that we have in India and why it is important for India to develop tourism and what are the government initiatives that they have taken for the promotion and development of tourism. So now we'll discuss about the growth and significance of tourism in India. Tourism is one of the major social phenomena from time immemorial, and tourism is identified as one of the tool to overcome the global issues or pressing challenges like poverty and overcome gender equality, climate change and other social issues. And in India, travel is a very old concept, and for example pilgrimage and learning about culture and art was part of Indian culture. If you take Indian religions or Indian education system in the ancient period like Nagarjuna University or Takshashila University or Nalanda University, there were many tourists or in general people used to come from different parts of the world to learn art, architecture and crafts, philosophy in these universities. So during this process it was like education, art, culture was a part of their learning. Tourism is also important because it's not simply developing tourism, it is also developing its allied sectors like arts, crafts. For example, most of the Indian classical dances or the folk dances or traditional crafts are disappearing or in some areas it is vanished completely. So tourism is identified as a tool to revitalize all these arts and crafts. For example, in Hyderabad, Shilparamam is a traditional craft center where all the artisans can come and they can sell their products. In this way, they are getting some economic benefit and they are continuing their tradition. So with this particular concept, we can achieve some social problems that we are facing throughout the world. And it is also important not simply because of this not only tourist places or development of monuments or conservation of monuments, it is also important because it is also providing some other infrastructure facilities like in most of the tourist places there is a development of the airports and highways and roadways, other roadways and waterways. So these areas we can develop with the development of tourism. And if you take Indian tourists, nowadays their lifestyle and the movement of these people has been changing because of socio-economic factors and other technological factors. But earlier most of the tourists, Indian tourists, were basically the pilgrimage and cultural tourists. Now you can see majority of the people who are going outbound or international tourism are they are very rich and they are experiencing different types of tourism products like adventure, cultural and modern tourism like shopping tourism. So these different forms of tourism are providing socio-economic benefits to that particular tourist destinations. And when it comes to the size of the industry, it is growing year by year. If you go through the statistics, except some years like 2002 and 2008, because of the social problems or turbulent situations has contributed to minimize the movement of the tourist. Otherwise, every year there is a huge growth of tourists throughout the world. Even in India, both domestic and the international tourism is growing every year. And if you see the changing lifestyles of Indian citizens, you can see that most of the people are working and they are highly paid, and they are working in a different areas like IT, automobile and other different areas where they are getting more salaries, and there is a huge business development in India. These lifestyles are changing. Their lifestyle is also contributing for the development of tourism. For example, if you take most of the urban areas or cities where IT and other industries are developed, so there is a huge development of hospitality services like hotels, restaurants and other hospitality services, because most of the employees working throughout the week and they are preferring to go to the recreational centers or to have some hospitality services in weekends. So every weekend most of the hospitality service providers are busy with providing some services to these citizens or the tourists in that particular area. And if you go through the statistics, so there is a huge growth in terms of domestic tourism development and movement of the local domestic tourists. And in India, domestic tourism is growing every year, and you can see this particular slide, and there is a huge growth every year, but there is no decline, except like if you go through from 2011 to 2013 there is a growth, but in some areas like if you go to 2008 and 2002 there is some decline, but except those years there is a huge development of both domestic and international tourism in India. And initially or earlier days the domestic tourism was limited to only some elite people or the wealthiest people. Nowadays most of the tourists or most of the Indian citizens are showing interest to travel to different places to have experience of different cultures and different activities in those particular destinations. And if you go through like some 4 or 5 years back, or at least some 10 years back, traveling by flight was one of the biggest dream. But nowadays you can see most of the middle class people, even the low income generated people also going to different places by flight and with a different mode of access, and they are availing different tourism services. And of course nowadays if you see this expansion of tourism, most of the people especially in urban areas they are showing interest to go to most of the recreation centers weekends. Even weekdays they are going to the restaurants and hotels or other resorts nearby their places. And now I'll discuss about the size of global tourism industry. According to WTTC, that is World Travel and Tourism Council report, they have given report in 2015, and in that report they mentioned the travel and tourism contribution to world GDP and employment in 2014 was $2.4 trillion and generated 105 million jobs respectively. So that you can see in this particular picture. And the total contribution of travel and tourism to employment generation is growing, and it's shown in 2014 the growth rate 2.3, while the total GDP contribution grew by 3.6%, and it is faster than wider economy in 2014 and registering positive growth for the 5th successive year. And 2.1 million new jobs were generated directly in this sector in the year 2014, and 6.1 million new jobs were created as a result of tourism activity as a whole. And the major figures are throughout the world, like world tourism, that is 9% of GDP, and out of 100 jobs, 11 jobs are from travel and tourism sector. And in total, travel and tourism is supporting 277 million jobs, that was in 2014, and 1 in 11 of the world's total employment generation. So that you can see in this picture. And if you go through the world ranking, but India is not there in top 10 list, and most of the times France, United States and China is in leading position. In 2013, China was in second position and US was in first position. Again in 2014, the France is in first position and USA is second position, and India is in 12th position in terms of receipt of tourists. And the size of Indian tourism is that the direct contribution of travel and tourism to Indian GDP was 2.2% in 2014, and it is forecasted to rise by 7.2% per annum. From 2015 to 2014, it is expected to grow 2%, that you can see in this picture. And if you go through the world ranking, in terms of size it is 12, and this particular survey was conducted by World Travel and Tourism Council. Out of 184 countries, India is in 9th position in terms of growth rate, and it is forecasted to grow to 4th position by 2015. In India, visitor exports generated 4.1% of total exports in the year 2015, and it is forecasted to grow by 5.2% at end of the 2015. And travel and tourism investment in the year 2015 was 2,107 billions, that is 6.2% of the total investment, and it may be raised by 9.3% at the end of the year, that is 2015. And now we'll go to the significance of tourism in different regions of India. Travel and tourism holds a strategic importance in Indian economy by providing several benefits, because we have a diverse cultural and natural heritage. So generally any particular destination, if you take most of the countries, they will be seasonal, but whereas in India you can have throughout the year, and you can experience different tourist products in different regions in terms of culture and nature and other activity based forms of tourism. And tourism in India broadly classified as Northeast tourism and East Indian tourism, West Indian tourism, South Indian tourism, and these parts are different parts of India having different types of products in terms of diversity. So with this, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India has identified different products throughout the country to overcome the seasonality and to maximize the benefits of tourism and to reach to the destination communities. Ministry of Tourism is promoting India as a 365-day destination for the different types tourism products. The major niche tourism products in India are cruise tourism and adventure tourism. India is blessed with huge coastal line, more than 7,000 kilometers, and each different region is having diversified cultural and natural heritage. So cruise tourism is not simply about experiencing a cruise. Even the destination communities which are having the different cultural and natural heritage in that particular place. And for adventure tourism development, initially, like if you take India, adventure tourism is not very popular, but Government of India has identified adventure tourism as one of the niche tourism to overcome the seasonality. So with this, government is giving central financial assistance for developing adventure tourism products. So generally you can experience these products in north and northeastern India, some parts of South India, and the other niche tourism is medical tourism. Medical tourism is one of the fastest growing sector of the tourism throughout the world, and India is in leading position every time within the ranking of 2 or 3 throughout the world, and the major competitors are Thailand, Singapore and other South Asian countries. So India is attracting the foreign tourists because of different reasons, because we are having the medical facilities compared to other destinations like other developing or underdeveloped countries. We are having the art of medical facilities, and we are having reputed healthcare professionals which are recognized throughout the world, like nurses and the doctors are specialized doctors in a particular field. And the other reason is the cost, and there is no waiting list. For example, if you take cost comparison for any medical procedures in India, let's say CVD or knee replacement, these treatments will cost around 2 to 3 lakhs in most of the hospitals in India, whereas in USA and other European countries it will cost more than 10 to 15 lakhs. That means they are saving almost 80% of the cost, and at the same time they are also facing problem when it comes to availing the medical facilities, because there will be a huge waiting list in US and other developed countries because of their policies or health policies or health insurance. So we are having these advantages, and India is promoting as medical tourism as one of the niche tourism. And wellness tourism, of course, India is very popular, especially Kerala and other northeast and north states. Like we have alternative forms of medical system like Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and these all are very well recognized throughout the world, and many tourists, especially from Europe and US, they are showing interest to come to India and experience these products in a different areas. And Gulf tourism is not very much popular in India, but we are having very long history. And this particular form of tourism is recognized by Ministry of Tourism, and they are providing some assistance for the development of Gulf tourism, especially North India like Kashmir, and when it comes to Hyderabad, there are more than 3 golf courses, and these places are very popular and they are promoting golf tourism. In fact, for the year 2014, Hyderabad golf course got the best tourist golf destination in India. And the other niche product is polo tourism. Polo tourism, one of the oldest game that we have in India, which was introduced by the Europeans, and we are having more than 150 years of history, and Calcutta is very popular for this particular form of tourism, and government is supporting for the development of polo tourism in India in different places. And the other emerging form is MICE tourism, that is meetings, incentives, conferences and exhibitions. Hyderabad and the other places like Cochin and Delhi, these places are very popular for MICE tourism, and there are many business tourists coming to Hyderabad just because of having this high-techs or a MICE tourism destination. And Hyderabad is the first city to develop International Convention Center in India, and it is one of the oldest and one of the biggest convention center in Asia, which is attracting the MICE tourists from different parts of the world. And ecotourism, of course, we have a diverse natural heritage, so it is different from region to region, and we have in South India very popular like beaches and Western Ghats. When it comes to North India, like Eastern Ghats and other Himalayas and river systems, all these are promoting ecotourism in India, and it is very old concept, of course, in natural heritage forms of tourism like ecotourism or wildlife tourism. And government has taken initiative to develop film tourism recently, so they are participating in different conventions to promote film tourism in India. So recently they have participated Film Festival of India, that is in Goa, which was happened in 2012 to promote film tourism. In fact, Hyderabad is very popular for film tourism because of Ramoji Film City. Most of the Hollywood and Tollywood, even some of the other countries are also coming to Ramoji Film City because of film tourism facilities that they are providing. And the other form of tourism is tiger tourism. Tiger tourism was banned for several years because of the wildlife conflict with in tiger reserves, but recently they have Supreme Court has given permission to operate tourism in these particular places. There are 44 tiger reserves which are very popular for tourism, and when it comes to wildlife, especially the tigers, in India we have 2227 tigers according to the census 2015, which was given early 2015, and it is highest in the world. The majority, like almost 60% of the tigers in the world are located in India, that too in central India, that is Madhya Pradesh, like Kanha, Panna, Pench, Bandhavgarh. These national parks are very popular, and these parks are providing economic benefit to the local communities who are living in the tiger reserves, and this revenue also diversified for the conservation of tiger and other natural heritage. Rural tourism is one of the niche tourism in India, promoted by Ministry of Tourism, Government of India in association with United Nations Development Program in 2002, because India is having rich in terms of cultural and natural heritage. It is very rich in rural areas, and majority of the population is living in rural areas. Almost 65 to 70% of the population is living in rural areas, and these rural areas are having different cultures and art forms and the cultivation systems. So majority of the tourists are showing interest to come to this place and experience the rural lifestyle. So with this concept, Ministry of Tourism is promoting rural tourism as a niche form of tourism, or one of the major form of tourism, with the concept of explore rural India. So with that concept, they have developed initially 36 rural tourism projects in India in 2002. Now we have more than 100 rural tourism projects throughout the country. And the other natural and cultural form of tourism. It's a mix of both nature and culture, that is agriculture or agri-tourism. And agri-tourism is very popular and it's promoted by the NGOs and the private initiators, especially in Maharashtra and Kerala and some parts of north like Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. They are promoting these forms of tourism. In this particular form of tourism, tourists will experience different cultures and they will involve with the local people and they will learn different cultivation methods and they will enjoy with the domesticated animals during the tour and they will stay with the local people. So these are the activities generally they will experience in this particular form of tourism. And we have discussed like what are the different niche forms of tourism that government is promoting, and for that what is government doing and what is the contribution from government side. So when it comes to the infrastructure development, government has allowed 100% foreign direct investment in hotel and the tourism industry. So with this concept we got all different kind of hotels like chain hotels with 4-star and 5-star properties, and there are two areas in tourism, that is travel and tourism, other one is hospitality. In tourism they are giving subsidy or FDI for a travel agents, tour operations and transport development or infrastructure development or wildlife tourism development and development of different transportations like air transportation, water transportation and rail transportation. In these areas many private investors are coming and they are investing. Like for example, in India most of the niche tourism products like MICE tourism and aviation industry was developed by the private initiators like airports, GMR airports and GVK, both are international airport like Bangalore International Airport and Hyderabad International Airport and Mumbai International Airport, Delhi International Airport. These are international airport which was developed by the private initiator under PPP, that is a public-private partnership. And there are many highways and other like convention centers were developed by the private initiators. So with this concept or after introducing this FDI in India. And when it comes to hotel industry comprises of different like chain of hotels and theme parks and resorts. So with this there are many foreign investors and foreign group hotel chains are coming and they are starting their services in India. The example are Novotel or Accor Group or a Park or Hilton Group. They have started the hotels in most of the cities, and we have discussed infrastructure development. And when it comes to promotion, government has taken major initiative starting from 2002. In 2002 they have promoted the concept called Incredible India. So India is diverse. So with this particular concept of diversification as promoted as incredible, which you can't imagine what is there in a particular place may be different from one place to other place. So with this concept they have promoted Incredible India in foreign countries in the year 2002. After that they have promoted other concept like Atithi Devo Bhava, like guest is a god. So with this concept they have concentrated especially the international tourists, and recently they have introduced Incredible India mobile application where the tourist can avail the facilities through this application. They can book most of the hotels which are promoted by Ministry of Tourism under Ashoka Group of Hotels, and other services they can avail. And from long, if you go to northeast, especially northeast very popular for the rich or diversified cultural and natural heritage, and which is having a potential for a tourism development, and which was not developed by the or developed earlier, and now government has concentrated, at least starting from 2010 they have given some provision for the development of tourism infrastructure. So with that they have given initially 100 crores in the year 2012 and 13 for the development of northeast region, and they have started the separate campaign India's Northeast Unexplored. So with that they are promoting Northeast India as a special form or a special product of tourism. And for the development of international tourism and to have international cooperation, government has introduced many schemes like visa on arrival, and they are also having bilateral, multilateral and trilateral relations with South and Southeast Asian countries and other Middle East, even the European countries, to develop tourism in India. Example, the Millennium Highway, which was developed in the year 2005 for the promotion of Indian tourism, especially in Indian subcontinent and the Southeast Asia. So that particular concept was introduced in 2005, and that highway will start from Delhi and it will end in Cambodia. And the other initiatives are Silk Route tourism, which was developed by UNWTO, and Silk Route tourism is also having immense effect on the local cultures and the local economy. So with this, even India is also getting some benefit, and it is under the process to promote Silk Route tourism in India. And there are other initiatives taken by the state governments when it comes to Telangana or Andhra Pradesh government. They have developed a concept like Buddhavanam in Nagarjunakonda. With that they have invited all Sri Lanka and other Southeast Asian countries to promote the Buddhism, which is having a common cultural or architectural characteristics in those areas. So with that concept they have contributed Buddha statues which reflecting their local culture and other artifacts in this Nagarjunakonda, and the tourists are coming to these places from these respective countries. So there is also the cultural understanding between these countries if you develop or if you have international cooperation. And the other examples are like Buddhism or Buddhist tourism is very popular in India, which is connecting the countries, especially the Southeast and South Asian countries, through the culture or a religion. So we have seen what are the benefits or why it is significant in tourism in India. So I would like to conclude this thing that tourism is now a major area for government and even for the private people, because it is generating huge employment and revenue for both private and public parties. And it is not just important just because of numbers or employment or money. Even there are many other social impacts like connecting different people or connecting the cultures and or connecting the different countries and maintaining the peace between different countries. And it is important in India especially because we are having rich cultural, natural and activity based tourism products which will promote the tourism and will have greater impact on the local economy and traditional industries and the destination communities. If you want more details about this module, you go through the quadrant 4, like other resources like online resources and maybe bibliography, that which will help you to understand more about this particular concept after reading each text. Thank you.